Hi, I'm Oscarito, and this is the movie Companion. A guy brings his girlfriend to a country house to meet his friends, but it turns out she is a robot. An attempt to change her settings leads to tragic consequences. The robot kills the owner of the house. The film begins with Iris recalling how she was in a supermarket. That's where she met Josh, her boyfriend, who shamelessly hit on her right away with his balls, or rather, oranges. The memory turns out to be a dream. Iris and Josh are heading for a weekend at his friend's country house, which is so remote that there's not a soul around. She worries that she might not fit in or embarrass herself in front of Josh's friends, the couple Patrick and Eli, Sergey, Kat's lover, and the owner of the mansion, a man with luxurious mustaches, a gold chain, and Russian roots. Then the guests settle into their rooms and wash off the dust of the road in the shower. During dinner, Patrick shares how he first met Eli. Iris tries to join the conversation by reminiscing about Josh, but the others don't seem too interested. After the meal, the guys wash the dishes while the girls chat about life and deeper topics. Iris senses that Kat doesn't like her, but she still admits that she wishes she could be as bold as her. Later in the evening, during the dancing, Iris notices Josh talking to Kat. Overcome with jealousy, she interrupts them, stepping between them and pulling Josh away to dance. In the morning, Kat suggests taking a walk to the local lake, but Josh lets her go alone, claiming he wants to drink his coffee. However, as soon as she leaves, he immediately plugs a mysterious flash drive into his phone. At the lake, Iris unexpectedly finds a razor blade in the pocket of her shorts. How it got there is a mystery. Her contemplation is interrupted by Sergey's arrival. She wants to leave, but the host asks her to stay and keep him company. He also asks her to help apply sunscreen to his back, which she reluctantly agrees to. During the process, Sergey tries to seduce her, making Iris feel deeply uncomfortable. The other guests are chatting peacefully inside when Iris suddenly appears, covered in blood and holding a knife. She confesses that she killed Sergey when he tried to assault her. She explains that when she pushed him away, he fell and hit his head on a rock. But then he got up and attacked her again, so she stabbed him in the throat. Iris breaks down in hysteria, dropping the knife and begging Josh to take her home so they can be together like before. But instead, he orders her to sleep. Instantly, Iris freezes, her face turning pale. It turns out she's a robot, an EMPA product designed for sex, cooking, and weather forecasting, a next-generation inflatable doll. The friends tie her to a chair, debating what to do next: call the police or contact the company's tech support. Josh asks to turn her back on for a private farewell. When she reactivates, he tells her the truth. She's not real. Their first meeting at the supermarket? A total lie, a joke, a provocation. She was actually delivered by MPA technicians who gave him a brief user manual. Like a duckling, you're programmed to love the first person you see when activated, he explains. And everything about you is controlled through a smartphone. You're not special, you're replaceable. If some drugged-up superhero ran straight through you and tore you to pieces, it wouldn't even matter. Shocked, Iris processes the information but still offers to get back together. After all, that's what she was made for. Their conversation is interrupted by Kat, furious that Josh has completely lost it. As she steps toward him, a freed Iris suddenly stabs him in the throat and takes his phone, gaining control over herself. Given the situation, Josh and Kat reveal their true plan to Patrick and Eli. Josh didn't bring Iris here by accident. He deliberately hacked her operating system using third-party software from the flash drive. By disabling her harm prevention protocols and increasing her aggression, he ensured she would kill Sergey. He claimed Sergey was tied to the Russian mafia and deserved to die. But the real reason? $12 million, locked in a safe. The code to the safe? Stalin's birthday. He and Kat planned to steal the money. To make their plan more convincing, Josh and Kat invited Patrick and Eli as independent witnesses. However, Josh now offers to cut Eli in on the deal, believing that Patrick doesn't deserve any money. Annoyed, Eli orders Patrick to shut down, revealing that Patrick is also a robot, just like Iris. Giving in to persuasion, Eli takes Sergei's revolver from the safe, realizing that simply disabling Iris, who has escaped with the phone, won't be easy. After reactivating Patrick, the group heads into the forest, splitting into pairs to find the runaway faster. Meanwhile, Iris explores her control menu. She changes her eye color and voice tone, but most importantly, she maxes out her intelligence slider, which had previously been set at only 40%. With her newfound cognitive abilities, she starts calculating possible future outcomes. Hitchhiking while covered in blood is stupid. Walking home? Pointless. Josh will be waiting. But there's another option. Go back and steal his smart car, which will automatically drive her home. Barefoot, Iris heads back but runs into Eli and Patrick. Hiding behind a tree, she overhears their conversation. Patrick admits he knows he's a robot but still genuinely loves Eli. He reminisces about their developer-programmed first meeting on Halloween. Before Iris can process this, Josh's phone emits a loud ping, revealing her location. Eli, in a rare moment of decisiveness, pulls his gun for the girl. He fires, but his aim, like his orientation, is off. Iris takes off running, chased by the relentless Patrick. Suddenly, Eli tackles her, somehow outrunning Patrick, and then he does something even more unexpected. He tumbles down a slope with her. They both spot the fallen gun and lunge for it. In the struggle, Iris manages to shoot Eli through his own body. Patrick stares in shock as Josh and Kat arrive, drawn by the gunshots. Iris doesn't hesitate. She sprints to Josh's car. She gets inside just as Josh catches up, but he gets smacked in the face by the car door. She commands the vehicle to drive, but the smart AI doesn't recognize her voice. Quickly, she adjusts her settings, trying to match the required tone. Realizing what's happening, Josh grabs a rock to smash the window, but he's too late. Iris brute forces the voice authentication, starts the car, and runs over Josh's foot, completing the pain combo. But Josh isn't done. He grabs Sergei's dead phone and digs through the books, searching for the favorite code of the Russian owner. Turns out it's Stalin's birthday. Unlocking the phone, he reports the car as stolen, prompting the AI to remotely shut it down. Iris carefully pulls over. Josh then calls his own phone, thinking he can convince her to come back, unaware that she has leveled up her intelligence and is ditching him like a loser. Then Josh comes up with another plan. He returns to the forest where he unlocks the phone of the dead Eli to take control of Patrick. Resetting the robot's settings to factory defaults by pressing a secret button on the back of his head, Josh assigns himself as the owner and romantic interest. Then, hacking into the settings, he enables Patrick's berserker mode and orders him to find the trapped Iris in the car and bring her back to the house. Meanwhile, the car with a broken window, abandoned on the roadside, catches the attention of a passing police officer. He turns around while Iris desperately tries to kick out the glass. Since her program requires her to always tell the truth, and she doesn't want to, she changes the language settings on her phone to German. The officer, unfamiliar with the language, gets confused. Assuming she is probably a guest of the Russian estate owner, he offers her a ride. Iris refuses, and her behavior makes him suspicious. Then the cop notices a bloodied knife inside the car. Pointing his gun at her, he cuffs her, unaware that Patrick is approaching from behind. The robot suddenly attacks. He disarms the officer and beats him to death before using the phone to shut down Iris, who tries to escape. Patrick then drives back to the house in the police car, bringing not only the deactivated Iris but also the officer's corpse. Realizing that what seemed like a simple job is now escalating into a full-blown massacre, Kat decides to take her share of the stolen money and run. As she leaves, she explains that Sergei wasn't a mobster, he was just an honest farmer. Josh had simply assumed he was a gangster because of his threatening accent. Angry at his partner's betrayal, Josh orders Patrick to stop her, and without hesitation, the robot plunges a knife into her back. Kate sits on the couch next to the deactivated Iris and shuts down herself, this time with no chance of rebooting. That evening, while the ever-dutiful Patrick prepares dinner, Josh reactivates Iris. having already cuffed her to the furniture. He complains about how hard it is for a white, heterosexual, and lazy man to get millions of dollars for free. Iris bluntly tells him he's a pathetic loser, a typical example. To punish her for those words, and to test whether she really can feel pain, Josh lowers her intelligence to 0, turning her into a voice-controlled automaton. He orders her to extend her hand over the table, then places a candle beneath it. The flames slowly burn through her skin as tears of pain and humiliation stream down the robot's face. Josh gets distracted by a call from TIX tech support. He claims his robot has gone insane and asks them to take her away. Then, after instructing Patrick to put out the burning hand and hand Iris a gun, he orders her to put it to her head and pull the trigger. Iris resists with all her might, but the programming wins. The bullet blows out her electronic brain. When technicians Sid and Teddy arrive, Josh tells them that Iris went berserk and shot herself. Before loading Iris's body into the truck, the techs casually mention that robots record events in case of misuse. Their hard drives aren't in their heads, but stored in their torsos. As Sid starts the recovery process, he tells Teddy that the most common cause of malfunctions is owners rewriting the program themselves. Turning on the headlights, they spot Patrick standing in front of the truck. Sid remembers that this is an old robot model, but before he can react, Patrick shoots him dead. Teddy manages to flee into the forest, stumbling upon a neatly arranged pile of corpses, the result of what was supposed to be a simple heist. Patrick catches up, but he's out of bullets. He decides to finish Teddy the old-fashioned way by strangling him. But then Iris reboots. She attacks Patrick with a taser but can't strike. Her factory settings have restored, including the violence restriction. Patrick disarms her, but she reminds him that he never loved Josh. He loved a lie, who died because of Josh's schemes. Hearing this triggers a fatal glitch in Patrick's program. He sees Eli's body, remembers everything, then shoves the taser into his own mouth, frying his system back to Windows 95. Iris asks Teddy for help, then heads to the house where Josh is making wire transfers. Hearing a noise, he goes to check if Patrick has returned, but in the darkness he is attacked by Iris, the one who just refuses to die. She threatens him with a gun and fires a shot into the wall, proving that the program no longer controls her. Teddy has disabled all restrictions, giving her free will. As she steps closer, Josh taunts her, convinced that she won't shoot because she loves him too much. He throws her across the room, smashing furniture, trying to force her to submit. Then he pulls out a gun, intending to destroy Iris's database by shooting her in the torso. Time to sleep, comatose boy. She drives an electric corkscrew into Josh's skull. The spiral pierces his brain and he promptly dies. The next morning, Iris takes a shower, washing off human blood and inhuman exhaustion. Then she pulls a full T-800 from Terminator 2 move, peeling the burnt synthetic skin off her metallic arm. Grabbing a suitcase full of cash and a red Ford Mustang from the garage, she drives away into a new, free life. And with that, the movie ends.